is Stephanie with Chairs and with Steph, and welcome to today's seated practice. So, today we're doing a chair based yoga flow, and it's going to really be centered on trying to release some tension through our shoulders and our upper body a little bit. That being said, let's get started. So, let's come to our nice seated mountain position. So, in seated mountain position, you want your feet to have a nice connection with the ground. After that, nice tall spine, proud chest. Rest your hands gently on your thighs. And just take a moment to bring your awareness inwards and see how you're feeling here in this present moment. Bringing your awareness to your breath, seeing how the breath will gently move the body. As you inhale, the belly will expand and lift, and as you exhale, gently sink and return to emptiness. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, everyone. And nice. Bringing the gaze back forward. Let's start to find a little bit more movement and fluidity in our upper body. So invite each arm to be heavy by your sides, almost as if each wrist has a weight attached to them, and they're being drawn down in space. Nice. Then from there, let's start our shoulder sachets. Bringing one shoulder head back and another. I guess you could call them soldier sachets if you wanted. We'll stick with shoulder sachets. It's a tongue twister. Got nice flowy, fluid motion through the upper body here. Trying to get out the rusties and stickies in our shoulder joints, and instead usher in nice fluidity and nice range of motion. Good pause, returning the body to stillness. Once you're still, reversing the direction of our shoulder sachets. Bringing one shoulder head forward and then the other. One after the other. Nice flowy, fluid motion. And returning to stillness. Good, let's take it up a notch now. Let's bring the arms out to the side, bending at the elbows, making fist. Once you're seated nice and tall again, draw one elbow back in space and then the other. One elbow back and the other. Good, keep going. Nice, fluid, flowy motion. Keep it going. Keep it breathing. Perfect. Returning the body to seated stillness. Then from there, same motion, just reversing the direction. Now we loop one elbow forward and then the other. Good, more like a soldier crawl now. A little bit more. Good, everyone. And slow that down, returning to seated stillness. Good, letting the arms release back down by your sides. Good. Let's move into a self-hug now. So let's extend through each arm. You really round the spine, making a C shape, round the shoulder heads, and let one arm swing over the other. Good. Once we do that, bend at the elbows and move in for a self-hug. Once you've made that bind on the spine, look up the shoulders, nice tall spine in space, seated nice and tall. Maybe you gently shake yourself side to side a little bit. Good. You could always let that motion leave the body. Maybe you give yourself a little squeeze. And sometimes the longer you hold this pose, maybe you can find a little bit more room, letting the fingers move a little bit more towards the center of our back. Still seated nice and tall. Good, everyone. And release that, shake it out. Good, same thing, but now we just have to switch the arm that was over the other. So extension through the arms, back at the side of the T, palms forward. Exhaling, rounding the spine into a C shape. Bringing the other arm from last time over. And nice still spine. Good. Again, maybe you find a little bit more length the more you hold the pose, the more you hold that self-hug. Or maybe you gently invite a little bit of a rocking motion side to side. Or you could always return to stillness and add a little squeeze. And release the arms back by our sides. Round everything out. Shake it out if you need. Hokey pokey. Good. And returning to our nice tall seated stillness. Good, everyone. From here, let's interlace the fingers and then start to shine the palms up in space. Good. For some people, they have to keep the elbows bent. So if you need to keep the elbows bent, do so. Do what's most comfortable for you. If you have the length, maybe you can let the arms be nice and long. Really letting the palm of each hand face up to the ceiling. Good. From here, little side bend to one side. Tight belly, returning to center. And a little side bend to the other side. Center, side. Center, side. Center and side. One more. And center and side. And center. Maybe gazing up and slowly with control, letting the fingers fall back down in space towards our sides. Gazing forward again. Slow release of the arms down to sides. And once they're there, round and take it out if you need. Good, everyone. Nice tall spine again. Good. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is bend at the elbows. Good. Making like field goal arms. Both palms shine forward. Good. And then we're going to start to see if we can bring the hands to touch. Good, nice tall spine here on our seat. Nice proud chest still. Good. And maybe from here, if you can, maybe you can bring your elbows to touch too. If the elbows don't touch, don't worry about it. Don't force it. Good. If you want to feel a little bit of a bigger sensation through your shoulders, just draw both elbows up an inch or two in space. You may even notice that you shake a little bit with this one. That's okay. It's perfectly normal. Good. And bring the elbows back down in space a bit. Open up the hands. Bring the arm back down by the side. Shake it out. Good, everyone. Nice. Now from here, we're going to bend at the elbows, making wide hands, wide fingers, each hand shining out to the side. Good. Extension through the arms. Nice long spine. Nice long arms. If you can, see how much you can bring the fingernails to face up to the ceiling. Good. Sometimes we get almost an electrical feeling here as we do this, extending from our wrists and moving up the arms into the shoulders. Good. And with control, bring the palms back down. Release the hands by your side. Shake it out. You guys want to do shoulder stretches too? You do? Yes. Good. Nice tight belly. Turn into our seated mountain pose. Very good. Now from here, we're going to do, you knew we were. We're going to do a couple poses from standing. So with control, stand nice and tall. Good. And now what I'm going to do is position my chair here so that my toes are facing the seat. We're going to do just a few forward folds here. So baby bend at each knee. Have the feet be about hip distance apart. Toe points parallel with each other. Toe points facing directly forward. Then from here on the inhale, reach the arms up and around. Shine through the fingers. And as you exhale, waterfalling the hands down in space. Seeing if we can't make a connection with our hands on the seat, keeping the arms nice and long. Then if this feels good for you from here, lengthen through the legs too. Maybe take that baby bend out of the knees. Good. From here, we're going to pedal out our feet a little bit. So maybe lift one heel off of the ground and then switch, lifting the other heel. Lifting one heel off the ground and the other. Little pedaling motion, getting a little bit more tension out of the back paneling of each leg, out of the hamstrings. Good. And then returning to stillness here. Re-bend of the knees and with control, pushing through the heels, extending the legs long, arms float up, arms float back down. Good, everyone. Shake it out if you need. Good. That was our first forward fold. We had a little pedaling action. Now we're going to move into a deeper forward fold, perhaps. So recheck our feet, baby bend at each knee, feet about hip distance apart. Inhale. Bringing the arms up as you exhale. Good. Waterfalling the hands down in space. Hands connect with the seat of the chair if it's okay for your legs and knees, long legs. Good. If you feel like you can get a bigger stretch, this is where we go deeper. So maybe instead of the hands being on the seat of the chair, now we've shifted to forearms on the seat of the chair. And you can see how this feels for you. We'll be getting a bigger stretch all the way down through the back paneling of each leg. Good. If you're doing this pose at home and still say, hey, I can still go deeper, option. Maybe you let the hands move down towards the ground. Maybe the forehead kind of rests on the seat of the chair a little bit. Keep breathing. Good, everyone. Now, whichever version you're doing, gentle bend at the knees with control. Push through the heels, extending the legs, arms along. Arms float up, arms float down. Good. Shake it out a little bit. One more pose to go. One more nice, powerful shoulder opening pose. So now what we're going to do, no rush at all. We make our way down so that we're kneeling in front of our chair. And if you're ever doing this at your house, this pose, and it feels big on your knees, you're welcome to get a little pad or a yoga mat and put it under the knees, or maybe even a folded blanket here to make the knees more comfortable if that's something you need. But what we're going to do here is gently bend at each elbow and cup our hands. Good. Then I curl my toes, and then I'm going to curl my toes and walk the toes and knees back in space until I can start to bring my ears, nestling them between the biceps here, gently gazing down at the ground. So I'm getting a nice upper spinal stretch and an opening feeling in the shoulder region. Keep breathing. Heavy belly here. Couple more breaths. Good. And with control, we're going to exit the pose the same way we entered it by gently taking little baby steps on our knees forward in space until we're closer here to our seat, and then can extend here, letting the hands flow back down by the side. Good. And no rush, but with control, we're going to make our way back up in space and turn our chair to come to our final pose of the day. Whatever seat is most comfortable for you, whether you are seated back in our seated mountain pose, being seated with nice posture in your chair, or maybe you move into more of a seated sukhasana, crisscross yoga stas, or even the lotus leg pose, whatever feels good for you. Nice tall spine. Taking this moment to bring your awareness back inside and see how you're feeling. Good. We'll bring prayer hands to heart center. Gentle tuck of the chin. And just take a few breaths here. Beautiful, everyone. And we'll end with a nice, gentle affirmation here. So I'll say some words aloud. And if you would like, you can repeat them in your mind or repeat them aloud after I say them. May I be happy, healthy, and free. May you be happy, healthy, and free. May all living things be happy, healthy, and free. Thank you for joining me. Namaste. Thank you, guys. I'll be on the lookout for more chair yoga from Chairs and with Steph. Come here, Crown City. And maybe more rowdy dogs doing their job, being good guardians. We'll see you.